in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Each week on The Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss The Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Welcome to Good Morning Vail. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. I am very excited about today. It is a literary day. Yes, I love reading books. Hopefully you do too. We got the chance to sit down with so many incredible authors. So sit back, have some fun, because Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, we love to read here. We're about reading all the time. And Kim got to sit down and speak to an incredible author of the book, Etta Extraordinaire. Let's take a look.
Now, I'm excited about our next guest, the brand new children's book, Etta Extraordinaire. It is such an exciting book. I've got the authors joining me today, Rhoda Ahmed and Sharnae Gordon. Ladies, how are you?
Great. Thank you so much for having us.
I'm loving the
We are extraordinary.
I love the energy. It looks like you guys are having so much fun this morning. So talk to me about Etta Extraordinaire. It was published today. So who would love to tell me a little bit about the premise of the book?
Go ahead, Rhoda. You want to go? Yeah. So Etta Extraordinaire is this beautiful little girl who does everything ordinary and extraordinary way, just like our kids, our daughters. So our daughters love dress up. They love leaving the house with boas and feathers and bracelets and gloves, and they were just larger than life. We used to say our daughter lived in her own Broadway show growing up, but we never found a book where the character looked like them. So that's kind of how me and Sharnae bonded, that we wanted to create a character-driven book. And then we're mindful of the times we're living in right now. That is heavy times for being a kid, and we just wanted to create something that gives a little light and love on every page.
I love that. You know, as a child myself, I used to create and dream and do all of the fun Broadway plays and things that would entertain my family. Now, Sharnae, tell me a bit about the collaboration. So how did the two of you meet, and what made you decide to collaborate on this delightful new children's book?
Yes, absolutely. So Rhoda and I actually met on social media, on Instagram specifically, and we had both been following each other for years. I was a huge fan of her picture book, May Among the Stars, but I also knew that Rhoda has her own publishing company, Pine Tree Publishing, and I had this idea for a picture book, and I shared it with her. And then we decided to create our own fictional character. We decided to name her Editor Extraordinaire. And as Rhoda said, we bonded over our daughters who loved to play dress up when they were younger. And that's really how the story came together.
I love this story. Now, Rhoda, tell me, you mentioned your daughters. Both of you have mentioned your daughters at this point. But how did they collaborate? Did they give you influence and ideas? Did they tell you what they liked as you went through the creative process?
Yeah, I mean, really, my daughter is in college now, so I was telling that she's in a different life space now that we were creating it. She was like, Mom, whatever you want to do. And then I would pull all the pictures as inspiration, while Charnay's daughter was very, very helpful. And she was like, no, yes. I don't like the stocking. The tutu dress should be a different color. Like, she was I would say, our A&R, our PR, our creative director. So she really was, there was so much love from her creating this. So I really appreciated that.
Absolutely. Now,
yeah, when we got the illustration, the cover illustrations from the illustrator who did the amazing illustrations in the book, she presented us with a few different cover ideas. And my daughter, she actually chose the cover for the book.
Oh, that's so exciting. So she's very invested in this process as well. It's a gorgeous book cover, by the way.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So I was digging around and it looks like there are some fun activity resource guides. So how did you decide to make this book a little bit more interactive other than just reading it and seeing the beautiful pictures?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are activity sheets that can go along with the book. There's fun stickers, but also we just wanted to make this a joyful experience for all of the readers who read the book. And the book is really centered around joy. And that's really kind of how we came up with that.
Absolutely. Well, the two of you emulate joy in just the conversation that we're having now. Now, Rhoda, tell us, where can we go for more information? What do you hope that fans get out of this book as well?
Oh, great question, Kimberly. I hope that, we are in a time where everyone's wondering what we can do, how we can contribute, and we are of service to kids and storytelling. So I hope that people and parents and children still love books and read, but that sacred little moment when you're in bed and you have your kid and your arm around your kid, and it's a silent moment of just reading and connecting, and it might seem like an ordinary moment, but it's an extraordinary one they're going to remember forever. So our hope is that just do what you can with the love you have. And you can find Ed Extraordinaire anywhere books are sold. Support your local bookstore. We love local bookstores. But yeah, that's our hope. Our hope is just adding more joy and light and love to the world right now.
Well, it's an excellent book, and I'm so excited to see how it impacts future generations and adults alike, because I was watching the trailer. It's just a beautiful story. Thank you, ladies, so much for bringing some additional joy to the world. We really appreciate you both.
Oh, thank
you, Kimberly.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We'll see you next time. Hi friends, welcome to a little behind the scenes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'm so excited to be part of the team at TV8 in Vail. I love the outdoor lifestyle here, I love the arts and culture, and I love being part of this community. My show is called Vail Vibes with Avisha, where I tell you about all the amazing activities going on here in Vail and surrounding areas all year round.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We're very literary here at Good Morning Vail. We love to read, and I was very honored to sit down and get a chance to speak to Molly McAdams, New York Times best-selling author. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I am very excited. We have New York Times best-selling author Molly McAdams with us today, and your pink hair is just amazing, Molly.
Thanks, girl.
Thanks, girl. I love it. Molly, how are you doing? And thank you for getting up so early with us this morning.
Oh my gosh, of course. And I am great. Happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, Molly. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Well, I want to brag about you. Thank you for saying happy birthday, but you are a New York Times bestselling author. How does that make you feel? I am so proud of you. That's incredible.
Thanks. It's surreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's one of those things that when I'm reminded of it, I'm like, oh, right. Yeah, that. So no, I tend to forget until I see it on places or until someone says it. And it's just definitely the craziest thing.
Well, I love it because you're so humble about it, and you obviously are so passionate about writing. And let's go back a little bit. How did you get into writing? I know it's your passion. I know you love it. But how did this all start?
I definitely stumbled into it.
Okay.
I'm that person. I have very vivid dreams, and so I was just writing out my dreams because I was thinking about them all the time, and they were kind of getting in the way of my work.
Okay.
So I was writing them out, and I was like, well, what would have happened if I hadn't actually woken up yet? And so I was playing with that, and I was like, well, what happened before the dream started? And so before I knew it, I just had this really long manuscript that never ended.
Wow.
And so when I finally got to this point where I was like, I don't think there's anything left to do, I looked at my husband and I was like, I think I wrote a book, but I hadn't been doing it intentionally to write a book.
Right.
And so it was just one of those things, after that, he's like, well, self-publishing is, becoming big right now. And because this was about 11 and a half years ago.
Wow. Okay.
And so that's how we kind of went through the process of doing that. And it was just I didn't even promote it. I just kind of snuck it out there. I was like, made a Facebook page. Here's this book. Done.
Oh my gosh. So you're totally self-made. That's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, that's incredible. And that was 11 years ago, you said?
Yeah, September 1st was 11 years.
Oh, wow. Okay, so what was your very first book? What was the name of it? Or what is the name
Taking
of it?
Chances.
Taking Chances.
Yes.
Okay, and what is it about? I'm so interested in that.
Oh gosh, it's about this girl who has been very kind of sheltered her entire life just because she was raised by a Marine father, and so she kind of grew up on base with him. And she leaves for college and kind of starts experiencing all these things that she wasn't allowed to with him, and she gets kind of trapped in this love triangle,
Oh,
and kind of just the heartbreaks of that.
wow. Okay, and then I know you have a brand new book that's out. I am super stoked about this. What is the title of your new book, Molly?
It's Linger.
Awesome.
It is the fourth and final book in my Rebel series, which is one of my romantic suspense series.
Yep.
Which I actually prefer to write romantic suspense. Sorry for everyone who likes my contemporary romance.
Right.
But it's mafia. It's all that
Dope.
kind of exciting stuff where
Yes.
I feel like there's not a lot of rules when you write about mafia, which makes it a lot more exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It was very fun to write. I've been wanting to write about this particular character for a very long time. So so I finally got to.
That's so interesting because I love a romance. Obviously, that's why I'm obsessed with all of your books. And this, the mafia, for some reason, it has always been a part of my mafia movies, like a part of my journey growing up. I was always into Reservoir Dogs, etc. You know, the Goodfellas, etc. So I'm so excited. This sounds perfect. Romance, a little mafia. It doesn't get much better than that.
Absolutely.
So Molly, are you gonna, I know this is kind of a weird question, but are you going to continue throughout your life? You are a writer. I mean, you're a mother as well, an amazing human being. But I know that's a big part of what defines you. Do you feel like you'll continuously keep on writing books throughout your journey of life?
I would like to. I feel like I will continue writing as long as there are stories in my head.
I love that.
I would say so. Just as long as there's a story, I will write it.
Awesome. And Molly, what was the feeling like when you had your first book published? What did that feel? I just can't fathom because I write poetry and it's absolutely just for myself. So I can't imagine having a book published knowing people are going to be reading and loving your words. How did that feel to you? It's so weird.
No, I did not even think that because again, I kind of just snuck it out there.
Right.
And my husband and I had this thing. We said, if 100 people buy it in a year, that would be really cool.
Oh, wow.
But I kind of just left it there, didn't think anything of it.
Right.
And then suddenly people were buying it, and we were like, oh, do we actually have to tell our family now? So we told his parents, and then we told my parents. And when it really hit me, his mom was like, well, I guess I need to go buy a Nook so I can read it. So I went with her to, I almost said Barnes & Noble, but that's not where we went, Best Buy.
Okay.
And she's looking at the Nooks, and I'm just kind of sitting there with her. And, when they have all those displayed, they kind of have things open so you can see like what it would look like. So they had Barnes & Noble on there already, and it was like number 7 on Barnes & Noble.
Wow.
And I screamed in the middle of Best Buy to the point where all these employees started running up because they thought that I broke something. But I hadn't known because I hadn't been paying attention.
Right.
So that was really the first moment where I was like, oh, this is happening.
This is real. This is real.
And that was my big I don't know.
Moment.
I couldn't believe it. And I kind of sat in shock for the rest of the month because it was just this whirlwind. I don't know. But yeah, I think like the first few days I was just like, I don't know. It's just a thing.
You are so humble. I love it. Because Molly, you've sold a lot more than 100 books. I'm just saying. Just a little bit more than 100 books, I would say. Do you ever use your husband? This is, I was wondering this all morning. Do you ever use your husband as some of I don't know, characteristics for the characters or your love story?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's very aware of it, and he's very proud of it too. Because I'm not quiet about the fact that I have used past relationships as like muses and stuff. And people will ask him at signings, they're like, does it bother you that she uses ex-boyfriends, and he goes, no, because I have more books than they do. Because he has multiple characters that are made after him.
Awesome.
So he's very proud of his
he's like, I
characters.
am the main character in her life. Thank you.
Yeah.
That you can't touch that. That is so awesome.
Right.
And what about friends and family members? Have you used any inspiration with them, and how do they feel about that?
I mean, if they know.
Good answer. Good answer.
It's one of those things. I think a lot of things in kind of like my immediate family. It's
Right.
My mom and I always joke like no one would believe that this is real, so I tend to not touch that.
Right.
Most of the friend stuff, it's like past friends, like from growing up.
Right.
I did write a story for based off of some of our friends. It was my husband's work partner and his wife, but I asked their permission. I was like, I really want to write y'all's story. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And so I got permission for them, and that was it was fun. It was also very nerve-wracking. I was like, oh my gosh, am I going to do this justice? So I've never done that again because I'm too afraid to.
Right. You're like, too much pressure.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's really fun to just pull from your life, because then I feel like it gives your stories that sense of reality, even when you're trying to escape reality.
I love that. And how old are your children, Molly?
We just have one daughter, and she's about to turn 9.
Okay, so has she started to read any of your books?
No, she's not allowed. And we actually just found out she told her Sunday school teacher, and we were like, oh no.
Oh no, you're like, no. I love that. I just wait. Her friends are going to read. You know this. They're going to read your books. It's going to happen,
Eventually.
Molly. I love
Eventually,
that.
hopefully down the future. Like,
yeah, you're like a couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, Molly, you are such a delight. I cannot wait to read Linger. And where can people go and buy your newest book?
They can go to Amazon. It's available in Kindle Unlimited.
Okay.
So this is what it looks like.
I want to, yes. Oh, I love the cover. Did you get to pick the male model?
No, I actually just found him. He's a stock image.
I love you. He's a stock image. You're so cute. Molly, you're awesome. You are so great. I think we're going to have you back on the show. I love talking to you. And I know you're going to do so much more. And you've already, wow, how many books now?
That was actually my 30th.
30th?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, Molly. That is amazing. Well, I was
very excited.
You're an inspiration. I adore you. Thank you so much for taking the time. And you're in Texas right now. What time is it in Texas?
9-ish.
Oh, cool. So you're a little bit later. That's good. Thanks, Molly. I am so proud of you. And keep on writing. I will be reading Linger and writing you about it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. We're having such an awesome show, and we have more to come, so keep it right here for more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
Hi friends, welcome to Vail Vibes. I'm Avisha Scarborough. Today we're coming to you from the Arabelle Hotel in Vail Square. Did you know this is the only hotel in all of Vail that is literally a stone's throw away from the slopes? And when I say a stone's throw, I'm talking 10 to 20 feet. This is what I call convenience. The gondola just a few steps away, there's on-site après and ski valet. The Arabelle Hotel is full of delights.
Welcome to the Arabelle Ice Rink. You can skate and play, whether you're 5 years old or 55 years old, we have something for everybody here.
This is Brant Marat, the Senior General Manager of the Vail Market. Brant gave me a tour of everything from the spa and salon to the restaurant and coffee shop. There's even a complimentary hot chocolate and pastry cart. Everywhere you go, you feel transported to Europe, from the architecture to one very charming German relic.
This is the only property that has a glockenspiel, and a lot of people don't even know what a glockenspiel is.
I sure don't.
So we have a clock, and there's a king and queen. They do a show multiple times a day. There's 4 buildings. So we have a nice ice rink that's located in the middle with a bridge that goes over it. And everything was created, again, very distinctly and very creatively, where everything is very beautiful, a lot of stone, a lot of original architecture that was brought back from Europe. There's railroad ties in the spa that were from Europe, and it was just so excellently curated where it looks vintage, it looks authentic.
It's a mixed-use property designed with their guests in mind. Brant says their goal was to allow guests to transition seamlessly from one activity to another. And recently, Brant created a new offering ideal for locals.
It's called the Stay and Play package, where locals will be able to come to the property and park at the property, have complimentary inclusive breakfast, of course for a small fee. They'll be able to stay here, play all day, have après in the afternoon, and listen to Tim and Taylor play down in the restaurant, and then be able to leave the property. It's going to be a wonderful experience. Because right now a lot of locals have to park in the Lions Head parking structure and then kind of schlep over in their boots and their skis. And this just makes it a lot more convenient and a lot more seamless for them as far as coming and playing on the mountain.
Whether you play hard or play safe, adventure awaits you here at the Arabelle in Lions Head Village.
I would say come over to Lions Head if you want something different.
So dare to be different.
It's going to be a little more quieter, a little more chill, a little more romantic.
This may be exactly what you need. For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We're going to keep on going with this book train. We love reading. And Maddie got a chance to sit down with Terry Sidberg. Let's check it out.
A woman who wears many hats just released an incredible book to help you find your true meaning of happiness, and that's Terry Sidford. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us this morning.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you here because when I say many hats, speaker, author, podcast host, and a life coach, there's nothing that you don't do to help people really find their true enlightenment in this life.
Thank you. Wow, that's quite the introduction. I think that's been my life purpose, and I think I'm very lucky to have found that in my life, and to help other people is really what fulfills me. And I can relate to a lot of people because of what I've been through in my life, and my new book is my memoir. It tells every story about my life and how I had to overcome adversity to be strong, and that's why I can relate to most people. And I've been given a gift of learning from those lessons, and I turned trials into triumph, and I'm very proud of that in my life. And I want everyone to know that no matter what they've gone through in their life, that they can start over and that they can have a fulfilling life and a successful life. Just learn and grow from every experience. So that's really kind of the basis of it, with 3 concepts of truth, courage, love.
I was just going to say, so Truth, Courage, Love is your second book, but your first memoir. And I have so many questions, only because what you did in this book is so inspiring. So what originally inspired you to write Truth, Courage, Love?
Well, I've been asked that one a lot. And really it's because I had a really big birthday last year, and it kind of made me think about my life and, how did I do so far? Is there still some lessons I need to learn? Am I at peace with everything? Am I proud? Have I left anything on the table? Is there anything else I need to do? And I sat there for a moment thinking, wow, I've had an interesting life, yet I am so proud of where I'm at and what I've learned. And now having a rough start, having a great ending to my 60 years. Yes.
You look amazing for being 60. No one would know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And it's even hard to say, but I'm proud. And now I want to give back. I really want people to know that no matter what happens, no matter what age you are, you can start again. Just learn, grow, and fulfill your potential at any time of your life. You can start over today in any moment. That's what I hope when you read my book, that you'll learn that, wow, she went through those things and she still was able to do the things that she's dreamed of doing or never even thought of doing in her life. And I really have a tremendous humbling appreciation.
Which is such an important message for so many people to have, no matter your age, no matter what you've been through, like you said, just to have that little bit of encouragement from someone like you is so empowering. And so let's talk a little bit about what the writing process was like.
Ooh, thank you. Interesting enough, which you'll read in my book, I was very, very insecure growing up from my childhood experiences, and did not have any confidence. In fact, I remember going home and having to practice writing. I was very, I didn't do well in English or with my grammar. And someone asked me about my experience with coaching a lot of women and how strong they were. And I said, I know, they're so strong and they don't see it in themselves. And she said, well, why didn't you write a book? I looked at her like she was from, outer space. Like, no, I can't write a book. This is not me. And she said, Terry, I'm going to help you. So what I have learned in now my second book is that if you have a story or a message, you can get it out there, and there's people that can help you. I just got this story out. I did a lot of writing, and then I had someone help me with the grammar and making sure it's edited. And it's a beautiful process. And if I can do it, anyone can do it. And I know most people do have a story to tell. We all do. And so if I can write the book, which was hard. I mean, it's a lot of work. You have to be dedicated to it, but it's so worth it. So worth it.
Well, and it's so incredible for you to share your story now as you were writing this book, because it is talking about some hardship and it is giving that most vulnerable side to you. When you were writing it, did you have any moments of shock about how open you were being with the readers?
Yes, yes. Many, many times I thought, why on earth would I be telling this story? Or will people understand it? Or will someone be upset with this story? I mean, it's kind of the whole gambit. And I asked myself, well, it wouldn't be being truthful and honest if I didn't tell all the stories. And it's really what happened, and that's okay. And isn't it empowering to know that we can tell our stories and be okay with that? And we should be okay with that. And yes, so there's stories that were really difficult to tell, but I wanted to be transparent. I wanted to be honest. And I'm proud of that.
And your vulnerability is going to give so many other people strength. Just in having that kind of moment of comparison and that moment of truth that maybe you're going to help other people live, I think is so empowering. And so congratulations on your book.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for being so wonderful to share all of this information with others.
Oh, you're welcome. It's really an honor for me. And I would just want to help everyone know that, you don't have to be defined by your past. You really don't. And you can turn trials into triumph. Just learn, grow, ask people for help. And you can still live the life of your dreams and your potential. That's the message I want everyone to know.
Which I think is such a wonderful message. Now, if people are interested, obviously, in reading your first book and your second book, where can they buy them?
On Amazon. You can just go to Amazon. You can either type in Terry Sidford, and that's Terry Sidford, and the title of my books, and they'll pop up. 100 Hearts spelled out, 100 Hearts, and Truth, Courage, Love.
Truth, Courage, Love sounds like the perfect book for maybe anyone going through some hardship. Now, you also have a great podcast, really giving people those extra stories for courage, to find their inner strength, and you really focus a lot on helping people find their true happiness. So let's talk a little bit about your podcast.
Well, I also started a group called Choose Courage Movement because I've started out kind of an expert with courage, and I wanted to share with the audience, or as many people as I can, these stories of courage. Because I think the more that we hear stories of courage through my podcast, and I try to have very interesting guests, is that the more we see it in ourselves. And the more that we see it in ourselves, the more courageous we become in a daily life. And so that's my whole goal. And it is so fun to find these amazing people and their amazing stories. So if there's anyone out there that feels like they do have an amazing story, I would love for you to contact me on that. I would love to interview on my podcast.
Which I think is so cool that you are giving people not only the platform to share their moments of maybe feeling their most courageous, but you're also giving people just that little bit of comfort, knowing that there are people going through similar things and enduring similar things. Now, you're also a life coach. So if people are interested in maybe just having the opportunity to talk with you and listen to your story a little bit more personally and have you give them those words of wisdom that you so generously shared in your book, how can they do so?
They can contact me on my website, which is Terry, Terry, Sidford, SIDFORD.com, terrysidford.com, and just reach out to me and we can have a consultation to see if if coaching is right for you. I'm here to just help anyone take things to the next level if they feel like there's something that's in the way. And it really it's a fun and exciting process. It's like having your cheerleader right next to you.
Which I think everyone needs. My mom always says that to me. She's like, just rally your inner cheerleader, Maddie, and you'll be fine. You'll get through it. And so I love to hear that, and I really love what you do. I think that having people like you in our community, in our lives, and just out there to spread the positivity and really just that like driving force forward to help people find their best selves is so powerful.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's really feels like a dream for me to be able to do what I feel like is my life purpose. And that's what I like to help other people find in their life. Because once you're doing what you love and what really lights you up and inspires you, then it's contagious. It's just like that ripple effect. It will affect everyone around you. So it's really why we should all live our potential and our purpose in life.
You are a beautiful force to be reckoned with. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy that I could have this time with you today.
We're really happy to have you, and we really do appreciate all the hard work that you do.
Thank you.
Make sure that you go on Amazon and you buy her book, and that way maybe you can share your stories as well, because it's a therapeutic way to find your inner courage. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back from the break, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com, because there's always more for you on 92.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tvavail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, Kim got a chance to sit down with Chip Conley talking about loving your midlife. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
You know, we're always talking about the younger generation or the older generation, but we don't talk about what happens in the middle of your life. And joining us today is the founder of the MEA Wisdom School and author of the brand new book, Learning to Love Midlife, Chip Conley. Chip, how are you this morning?
Kimberly, I'm great. I'm in New York. It's cold here. How's it in Denver?
You know, it is chilly as well. We've got a snowstorm that just hit us, and we've got about a day break, and then we've got another one rolling in. So I'm sure you're probably feeling a similar situation over there in New York. But Chip, we're so honored to have you joining us here this morning. So you are a new author. You just wrote the book, Learning to Love Midlife. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, you know, in my late 40s, I had a very rough period and sort of chalked it up to the midlife crisis. And then I had my best decade of my life in my 50s, and I loved it. And so I got really curious, like, why is it that midlife can be really bad or really good? And I ended up creating MEA, the Modern Elder Academy, the world's first midlife wisdom school, on a beachfront campus in Mexico, in Baja. And over the past 6 years, between my own life story and then having 4,000 alumni from 47 countries, I just decided it was time to write a book that helped give midlife a positive spin, especially the subtitle of the book, 12 Reasons Why Life Gets Better with Age.
Well, I love that. As I was, doing my research, and you had the Baja aha moment, and I think that's
yes.
such a fun catchphrase, and just really kind of draws you in. So, talk to me about your midlife experience. How did you turn a crisis into a chrysalis?
So if you think about the butterfly, the midlife for the butterfly is the chrysalis. You have the caterpillar, the chrysalis, and the butterfly. And that was sort of my life as well, and I think it's true of many people. I was the productive caterpillar, eating and chomping, and then all of a sudden, in my 20s and my 30s and maybe into my 40s, I got into this little cocoon era where I was a little lost, and it was dark and gooey. But it was in that chrysalis that I learned how to transform my life and to sort of edit what wasn't working anymore. And then out of that chrysalis came the butterfly. And in my 50s, working with the founders of Airbnb, I was pollinating my wisdom like a butterfly pollinates. I was doing that amongst 3 young founders with a startup. And long story short is I believe that midlife is not so much a crisis as it is a chrysalis. It's a period of time you're going through some difficult issues, but it's also when you are going to be transformed if you have the tools to transform. And that's what this book is about.
I think that's so true. You know, most people look at life as your life is over once you've hit your 40s. You know, you've done everything that you can do, and just seeing this book is it's going to be very inspiring. So, you know, what would be the one piece of advice or a takeaway that you would offer to readers?
You know, the most important thing for us to learn in midlife is to be curious and open to new experiences. If we have a fixed mindset, we find that our sandbox gets smaller and smaller. So the question I would ask is the following. What is it that you know now or have done now that you wish you'd learned or done 10 years ago? And then 10 years from now, what will you regret if you don't learn it or do it now? And 6 years ago when I was 57, I learned how to surf in Baja in Mexico, and I learned Spanish, which at age 57, you sort of think like, oh my God, I'm too old for this. But when I thought about, oh, at 67, I'll regret if I don't do it now, it got me up off my rear end, and I felt catalyzed to go out and to try something new. And I think that's exceptionally important for us, especially as we get older. That's true. It's just taking advantage of life and taking the bull by the horns and actually like continuing to live your life actively. So talk to us about why you started the Modern Elder Academy. You know, I started it partly because I lost 5 friends to suicide during the Great Recession, all men aged 42 to 52. MEA is for both men and women. And we have a campus that's opening in April in Santa Fe, New Mexico, not too far from Denver. I wanted to we have a campus in Baja in Mexico as well as in Santa Fe. And I wanted to create a place that helped people to navigate their transitions, cultivate their purpose, and learn how to own their wisdom and feel better about aging. Because Becca Levy at Yale has shown that when people shift their mindset on aging from a negative to a positive, they gain 7.5 years of additional life. Wow, mindset is everything. You know, our brain is the epicenter of all things that we do. So very important. Now, Chip, where can we go for more information to learn about the book, to learn about MEA? You can check out MEA at meawisdom.com. The book you can find at any bookstore, online or in person. And I have a website called chipconley.com. And there's actually a quiz on the website called the Midlife Checkup Quiz. And if you go to the website and look for the book, Learning to Love Midlife, and scroll down, you'll see the quiz, and it'll tell you which of the 12 reasons why life gets better with age most resonates with you or least resonates with you. Wonderful. It's all free. Well, Chip, I think it's such important work that you're doing, and I loved your energy, so thank you for sharing, and congratulations on the release of the book, and I can't wait to see how many lives it impacts and changes for the better. Thanks so much, Kimberly. Absolutely. Now stay tuned. We've got a bit more here on the show. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Good morning, Vail.
Books, and more books, and I couldn't be more stoked, more excited about today. I got the chance to sit down with the author of The Procedure. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to this show. I am very excited about this interview. Mindy Thomas and Guy Raz, best-selling authors, I should say, A Galactic Guide to the Universe and Beyond. I cannot wait to talk to the both of you. How are you doing?
Good morning, Gretchen.
Good morning. Sorry to cut you off. Good morning. I am so excited to talk to you. Checking out this book a little bit ago, and it is beautiful. I love the colors. I love that it teaches you something and that it's so much fun to read. How did you guys get this idea?
So this is actually the third book in our Wow in the World series. We also have a fact book and an activity book, but I think for this, for Wow in Space, we wanted to touch on something that interests kids when it comes to science. Our first book was The How and Wow of the Human Body. Our second book was all about animals, Wow in the Wild. And this time we wanted to go out of the world and explore the universe. And it's so fascinating. There's so many fun things for kids to learn about, and we want to present it in a really fun way.
I love that. And I heard that you two have done a podcast together, and it's very, very well known. And these Wow books have become amazing, and people are so into it. How did you guys meet, first of all?
We met, I was a fan of Mindy's show on Sirius XM that she used to do.
Okay.
And we decided that both of us love children's education and making education fun for kids. So we decided to start a podcast 7 years ago. It's called Wow in the World. And today we're very lucky that it's one of the top kids and family podcasts out there. And through Wow in the World, which is essentially a cartoon for the ear, it's a fantasy journey through science, real science in every episode. We decided to start writing books about scientific subjects, but to make them really fun. So we did one on the human body and one on animals. And this one, of course, is about space because space is limitless. It's so inspiring, and kids love learning about space. And so we decided to write a book that can appeal to kids, as young as 5 and all the way to 12, even 13 years old. There's real science in this book, but there's also a lot of fun and jokes and games.
That's what I was going to say. So I was looking through the book, and there are so many amazing fun facts. It's gorgeous. Stunning. And I've noticed there's little cartoons of both of you, and you guys are just so, I love the bright costumes. You have you're a vibe, and it shows throughout the book. It's pretty neat that the whole thing is about both of you and the Wow in Space, teaching kids through the fun, through the beauty, and learning about all things space and the colors and facts.
Thanks. Yeah, we're really proud of this book. I feel like it's a real extension of our podcast, but for kids who don't even know the podcast, we hope that you check it out.
Yeah.
And then maybe you could find Wow in the World through these books, but you're going to learn something. You're going to laugh a lot. There's lots in here to make you say, wow.
Yeah.
And that's what you do.
Well, and Mindy and Guy, I was wondering, through this book, especially Wow in the World, Wow in Space, what was the one thing that you guys both really, maybe separately, learned that you didn't know about space before?
Well, in my case, I did not know. There's a lot of things I don't know about space, and a lot of things that inspire me about space, like the fact that there are 400 billion planets in our own galaxy. It's probable that one of them has life on it, But one fact that comes to mind that I really didn't know is that you actually, if you're an astronaut in space, you feel like you need to go pee all the time because gravity moves the fluid in your body all around, and so it just makes you feel like you have to go to the bathroom all the time.
I
True
love
fact.
that. I love it.
And on that note, I would say that it's really fascinating that when you go to outer space, these astronauts on the International Space Station are actually around 2 inches taller in space than they are here on Earth because you don't have gravity kind of compressing your spinal column. So in space, everything kind of spreads out. Even your bones are kind of spreading out there, and then you're a little taller up there. But when you come back down to Earth, you're gonna shrink a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, those are both a very interesting factoids, and Mindy, I love that because I'm 6 foot tall, so I'd be 6'2". I think I'll stay on Earth for a little bit. That's amazing. I love these little fun facts. How long did it take you guys to write this book?
Books. Yeah. No, go
Yeah,
ahead,
I
Mindy.
mean, we're working on so many things at the same time, so
Right.
it's hard to say. I don't know, year and a half, something like that. But we're working on lots of things all at the same time. So, but I think the bigger thing is when you finish writing a book, you got to be very patient for it to finally come out.
Right.
So we're that this day is finally here.
Well, it seems like you guys are doing amazing, obviously. Podcasts, books, etc. You both are a vibe. Definitely. I love your energy. I love the look. What is next? What is next for you guys?
Well, we've got, of course, our podcast, Wow in the World, which continues to thrive and grow. We've got some new shows coming out. We've got a children's podcast company, so we make lots of different podcasts. And and there may be another book coming along in the next year or so.
Well, I think that's amazing. I want to throw out there, I think you guys should do fashion as well because I like both of your looks.
I like it.
I can't wait to see all the great things. I will follow both of you, and thank you so much. I love this book. I think I'm gonna have to keep it and read through it. I think it's brilliant. Thank you guys so much.
Amazing. Thank you, Gretchen.
Start with a kid.
Have a great day, guys, and keep it right here. Of course, keep it right here. We have more of the show to come.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome to the Vibe Report with Avisha. This is where I tell you all about the exciting happenings around town. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's nightly live music at Gambit Bar, The Hype, Shakedown Bar, The Red Lion, The Chop House, the Weston Riverfront in Avon, and Park Hyatt Beaver Creek. Chasing Rabbits will be having their weekly Lucky Fridays event featuring DJ Sunforce. If you're into fine art, Tara Novak will be having the last of her in-person art exhibit at the Avon Library this Friday and Sunday. Visit taranovakart.com for more info. The Alpine Art Center in Edwards is hosting their Cupcakes and Canvas event on Sunday, February 18th at 3. Find out more at alpineartcenter.org. On February 17th and 18th, the Vail Performing Arts Center will be featuring Stomp, the international percussion sensation. On Friday morning, there will be a free guided snowshoe tour at Nature Discovery Center on Vail Mountain. Visit walkingmountains.org for more info on this event and many others. That's it for this weekend's Vibe Report, friends. Be sure to follow the Vail Vibes TV8 Instagram for more info, and as always, spread the good vibes.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, it's Max from TV8 Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tv8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Welcome to the second hour of Good Morning Vail. Now, I hope you're loving this literary day as much as I am, all these incredible authors. So sit down and get ready to learn because we have part 2 of Good Morning Vail. It starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on 92.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Dog Tales is America's premier dog lovers magazine show. This series is all about dogs and the people who love them. Featuring dogs of all sizes, shapes, and breeds, keeping you up to date with all the latest news from the dog world. Sit back and enjoy a fun program for the whole family. Check your local listings and tune in to Dog Tales.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot. and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who had worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
Books, and more books, and I couldn't be more stoked, more excited about today. I got the chance to sit down with the author of The Procedure. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I am very stoked, a little excited to say the least, and very ski-stoked. I have the amazing author Ilya Plotkin, and as well as the screenwriter Molly, and we are talking all things The Procedure. I am so thrilled, elated, all the words to have you two here in the studio so early in the morning. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Gretchen. Pleasure to be here.
Of course, and it's so serendipitous, so I'm going to let everyone in on a little secret of ours at home. Last night I met these beautiful women at the Bookworm of Edwards that we love, such a gem in this valley, and you guys were speaking about not only your incredible book, and anyone that knows me in this valley knows I am an insane skier. Like, not meaning I'm really good, but I love skiing. It's my heart, it's my happy place, and it feels like you are very much that woman and writing this brilliant book and insanely incredible and talented screenwriter, and you are going to bring this book to life. I just want to dive right in and talk about all things The Procedure. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Good.
We're so excited to be here. Thank you
Of
so
course.
much for having us.
Well, I know all of the background. Can you give us a little bit of a background of why you were so inspired to write this book, when you wrote this book, and what it entails?
Well, this book is the ultimate Colorado extreme ski novel, and in fact, it was touted by local sports writer Cody Jones from Summit County News.
Yeah.
He read it and he did a review of it. It's loaded with Colorado terrain, locals terrain all through Eagle County, Summit County, Gunnison, and it's such a exciting, adventure-filled free skiing, all things heli skiing, backcountry skiing, and I think everybody in Colorado should know about it. And it's a fabulous story. So,
when you were reading a little bit from last night, it was so interesting to hear. I know you guys could hear all of us are like, oh yeah, ooh, ah, like a firework, because the way you write is so beautiful, and I could close my eyes and I could feel myself skiing or dropping a cornice, and all the places that you're speaking of, I've been to, and so many other, so I'm not trying to, I'm already obsessed. I'm going to be honest. But really, the way that you write, you can tell that you live this lifestyle that is you. And tell us a little bit about the book.
Well, it's a story of a young woman, a young Crested Butte single mom.
Yeah.
And she gets recruited to tour and train by a very powerful and ruthless multinational company and coach.
Right.
And she's touring with a team of elite free skiers all over the West, all the way from Valdez, Alaska, down through Bella Coola, British Columbia, Jackson Hole, all throughout throughout Colorado. Eagle County is one of their home bases.
We get a shout out.
Yeah, of course, Eagle County and Summit counties. So she is very conflicted. She's a single mom, and she's aspiring to win the World Extreme Ski Championship in Le Grave, France. At the same time, she's raising a young 6-year-old daughter who has been developing a severe seizure disorder. And she's caught in two worlds of trying to be a really loving and caring mother. At the same time, she's trying to pursue her aspirations as a professional extreme skier. Now, she has some fear and trepidation as she goes out on the ski slopes because she's worried that she could be killed while she's skiing. And her coach notices that she's holding back.
Right.
And so he and the company, and they're, as I say, rather ruthless and unethical, they give her an ultimatum, and they say, we would like you to have a procedure done where we have the fear emotion removed from your brain or your amygdala.
Right.
And she agrees to do it because she feels like she has to in order to hold her place on the team.
Wow.
So
and that's not that far off, right? I mean, everything that you're saying is real life. I mean, well, maybe not the procedure, however, the fear and knowing so many athletes that I've interviewed, and that's a huge part of this world, you know, that's, well, and I didn't want to cut you off, sorry about that, but the procedure, we spoke about this a little bit last night, and it was so great to hear the feedback you guys got. Just without knowing what the book was about, I thought the procedure of being a woman in this world of male athletes and that kind of like process of getting over your fear, little did I know it was an actual procedure, which I'm sure you as a screenwriter, Molly, you were like, ooh, hey, I can see this. There's so many different facets here to come to light. Yeah.
So many different facets.
Right.
And just having the procedure itself and this idea of eliminating fear in your brain and does that give you an advantage over other people? And there's so many different elements and cinematic elements to this book.
Yeah, an onion.
Yes, very much so. And
Right.
a lot of complex characters and a very strong protagonist.
And I'm not going to give too much away because you guys are my friends now. We're in the circle of trust. We're a crew. I loved some of the names of actors and actresses that people were throwing out there last night. You know what I'm saying? People are so excited already without even reading the book. That has to feel amazing. I mean, you literally just came in. I just got my book last night, and we are all sitting there so stoked, and we haven't even read a page. We heard you read 2 gorgeous pages, but that has to feel amazing.
It's a realization of a lifetime dream. I've always been a huge skier. I grew up in the state of Washington near British Columbia, up at the Mount Baker ski area. I didn't grow up in the ski area, but I grew up right next to Mount Baker and Mount Shuckson. And I spent my youth up there every day working at the ski shop. And it was a real ski culture, working at the ski shop with all the people there and running the ski school and taking care of the rental and retail. And that's how I learned how to ski, is being up there every single day. They were in the culture. And skiing incredibly rugged and unforgiving terrain, and just learning the ropes and dealing with steeps and deeps and big walls and couloirs and massives and rock faces and all of that. And I had such a passion for it, and that passion just grew all through my life. I was always chasing lines and looking for the next mountain to conquer. And so I really wanted to capture that love and enthusiasm and passion for the alpine mountain backcountry ski experience and bring it to life so that any reader, no matter if they're a skier or not, they could be in Florida or any place, but would feel that sense of just launching off a 40-foot cliff and feel the adrenaline and put themselves right in the moment of being up in the mountains.
And you do that beautifully, and it sounds silly, but truthfully, I don't know if you guys saw me last night, I was closing my eyes and I'm like, how many weeks till I get to be there where I was in my mind? Because you can tell that you use the verbiage of a true skier. And that's true. Someone that gets the mountain, understands the mountain, has been in the mountain. So how much, I wanted to ask you this last night, how much of the main character is you?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I think that First of all, Whitney is a parent, first
Right.
and foremost, and I am as well. I have 2 children.
Right on.
And being a woman, of course, it's always been part of, we have to navigate our professional and personal aspirations. At the same time, we care about our families and we want the best for them. And so I think for a lot of women, and I won't speak for everybody, but for myself, I know that it's always been challenging to try to straddle those two worlds where you want to be successful in your career, you want to be able to pursue those things that will bring you to a great place. At the same time, you want to be there for your family and especially for your children and make sure that they are taken care of no matter what their needs are. And I think for a lot of women that resonates with them. It's like a universal theme.
It's a lot of pressure.
And it's a lot of pressure. And I think Molly can also speak to the issues of, for example, just dealing with sort of the physical aspects of wanting to live up to a beauty, not a beauty, but you want to live up to you want to be attractive for the media. You want
Right.
to.
We just were
Right.
saying
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pressures that the character Whitney has to endure,
Okay.
and those are the layers that make her so interesting and
love that.
translate really well to a film.
And we were having conversation off camera, and it is so true. Like, all of us are very active, involved women, and I should say, you two have been friends for years.
Yes,
So this
yes.
was meant to be 100% like serendipity. But even, all of us, as active as we are, we do have those moments of, oh, I wish my arms were thinner. I wish,
Right,
So
yeah.
I am so excited. I wish we could talk all day about this. Give us a little bit of, background on where we can find this book, how long we have to wait until the film is out.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, the book is available on multiple platforms: Amazon, Walmart, Target, Barnes & Noble. It's also, I want to give a plug
Yes.
very much for the Bookworm of Edwards and encourage you all to
Yes.
go down there and say hi to Allie and the crew and thank
Love
them
them.
for carrying the book and being so supportive. I love the idea of the locals, supporting the local businesses.
We're all about local support.
But
Yeah.
if you would like to order it online, it's available. Just go to The Procedure, Ilya Plotkin, which is ELEAPLOTKIN, Ilya Plotkin, The Procedure, and it should pop up on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, and you can also get it on Kindle as well.
And my writing partner and I, Sarah Page, have finished outlining the screenplay, and we're in the process of writing it, and we'll have it done in 2 months, and then we're gonna get it made into a film.
Ladies, I am going to be with you along the ride, because whether you like it or not, you're stuck with me.
We are excited, and we're happy to invite you along.
And I want all of you to go out and get The Procedure. It's amazing. And keep it right here for more Good Morning Vail. Thanks.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Hi there. Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode, we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to the neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, Maddie got a chance to sit down and talk to an author about men and women in the workplace. Very interesting stuff. Let's take a look.
Are you looking for a great book to read, and have you been struggling maybe in your career choice? Well, then there is one out there on the market called Suits and Skirts, Game On, The Battle of Corporate Power. And we've got the author joining me first thing this morning, Teresa Freeburn. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it's so good to be here. Thank you, Madeline.
I really love everything about your book. Unfortunately, I did not have time to go through every single chapter, but I did skim each chapter, especially because there's such good names in there, like the one that's like, "Stop, you're stepping on my skirt." And so let's talk about what inspired you to write this book.
Oh, absolutely. And I guess the other part too is it's not just about the book, but it's about who I directed it to. So, you know, I've directed the book specifically to men. And I think that the whole reason that came out is because no one else seems to have done it, okay, for starters. But, you know, I don't think it's any secret here. Women have been seeking power for decades, but to no avail. And my thesis is that men are actually the ones holding and keeping women back from attaining powerful C-suite and board positions. And the bottom line is what's really important here, because it's to the detriment of the corporate bottom line. And of course, the reasons vary, but the results don't. I think you just have to do the math, and women are still very highly underrepresented in leadership roles. And in the book, I'm actually speaking directly to the men that are blocking women's corporate advancement. So it's kind of this no hold barred discussion, and it will no doubt ruffle some feathers out there.
And you wrote this book, I would imagine, from some of your personal experience and what you had been through in the corporate world.
Yes, I did. I have worked for decades in the financial services industry, which is a pretty male-dominated industry to start with. So yes, I bring all of those learnings over the many decades and try and get them into some concise matter here. And I guess what fuels me on this too is, you know, I keep hearing, you read the newspaper clippings and they talk about, you know, all the progress that women have made in senior management and advancement and leadership. But I guess at the end of the day, if you call an increase in the Fortune 500 of 40 female CEOs over the course of 50 years a success, then I think we all need to question those math skills. You know, one female CEO in 1972 and now 44 in 2022, 50 years. I don't think that's an improvement. And I think it's ridiculous and it's pathetic and it's shameful. So, you know, I think what happens, we sort of get complacent when we hear the news. We hear about all the progress. We isolate one woman that got a promotion and we talk about that. But at the end of the day, I don't know, I feel that a goal like 50-50 would be a good way to set out a goal. And if you think of the population and the education that women now have and the history and experience that they have, it's like it's time for them to take their rightful place here. And I think the world will be very different if that can happen.
I love this so much. I'm one of 6 children and I have 4 brothers. And so even in my small household, I feel like it's a fight for power just amongst those little things. And so to take that to an industry much larger, let's take it to the big, huge corporate world, women do have to fight harder. And you know, this is something I've recently noticed. I feel like the strategy that is used is they pit women against each other.
Oh yeah, it's always easy to do that, right? It's like women are the blame for the reason why we can't be advanced corporately. You know, I think it's about, there's some sabotaging going on out there, I believe, and that, you know, corporations, which are primarily led by men, they seem to be a bit oblivious to it. You know, they're indifferent, or worse, they're overtly obstructive to matters relating to the advancement of women. So if you really think about it, though, the major roadblock is men's lack of advocacy for women. And there's all sorts of reasons for that. But I think that there's still some pretty old-fashioned views out there. I think there's a lot of leaders that still consider that sort of that old, work family narrative to be a big problem still. Here's the reality. Women can have children and still be great at our jobs. Okay. I know it's a shocker, but, all these questions about maternity leave and, the motherhood penalty it is real. And these things are huge roadblocks for women to get ahead. And then, of course, you start talking about things like, what about the networks? We always say, oh, well, women, get involved with your networks. That's going to really help advance you in leadership. Here's the problem. Women's networks aren't working. Men's networks work really well because guess who they've got in those networks? All the men that are in those very powerful positions. We don't have as many in the women's networks. And I guarantee you, no man wants to join a women's network because there's no power there. Why would they? Where's the advancement going to come from? So,
uh-oh. I think we have maybe lost a little bit of connection, and I feel like all of these points that you are making are so fantastic, and this book is just so inspiring, not only for women to read it, but for men to read it. So let's go back to where we just left off with you talking about these groups and these networking groups.
Yes, my view there is that women's networks just aren't working. Men's networks work really well. And that's because there's a lot of powerful people in the men's network. So if you think about it, would you think a man would want to join a woman's network? Not a chance. There's no one there that they're going to gain more power from, learn from, follow the footsteps of. That just doesn't work that way. So we're at a disadvantage right there. And the boys' clubs are pretty entrenched in corporations today. Just the idea that, men don't think anything of, going for a drink after work. What are women doing? We're rushing home to our families to get dinner on and get kids looked after and homework done and baths done.
Oh no, I think that we've lost your connection again, but all of this information is so powerful, and these are pieces and tidbits that people can get from your book so people can have this understanding. I feel like it's so powerful when women write books, sharing their experience, that way people can live through their eyes a little bit. And so this is a way for everyone to live through your eyes about what you went through in corporate America.
Thank you. Yes, it is. And I hope that folks get the same sort of takeaway that I did, and that is to imagine a world and what it would look like if women held a proportionate share of leadership roles, that is in the C-suite and at the board table. Think of what those agendas and those discussions and strategies and results will be. So that's what I leave your viewers with.
Well, I have another question for you. As you were writing the book, what steps did you learn along the way? Because obviously there's a lot that went into this book, a lot of personal experience, but you want more than just that. So what other resources did you use as you were writing the book?
Well, I did some primary research as well. I went out and did some online research with about 260 participants because I thought I want to have something to ground the book, make sure that it's not just Teresa's opinions here. And it was great because it really did sort of ground my thinking and my thesis here. So that was very helpful. But of course, I have so many stories, and as I start to talk to people in powerful positions, and they start to tell me their stories, again, it just validates where I was coming from to start with. I think this is something we just don't talk about too much, or not enough, as to the reasons why women are sitting at that very stagnated level. To say that 25% of board positions are now filled by women, why? Why isn't it 50? I'm shocked by that. But to hear all of the reasons why, like, well, thank you, Teresa. You'd make a really good board member. However, we just don't have any openings at this time. Well, then make the damn openings. That's kind of how I feel. So I think that the more I talk to people out there, the more I want to go and buy, sort of write that next book because there's so much more to say. So.
There's a lot to say, and there's a lot to learn from your books. Now, as it's going out into the world and people can get their hands on it, how do you think this could change experiences for women across the country?
Well, it's a good question you're asking, because although I wrote it for men, that's really who it's directed at. I've talked to some of my mentees. I have a few women that are that like to chat with me on a regular basis, which is fantastic. I love doing that. And they just said, no, Teresa, it's great that you've written it to direct at men, but as a young woman, I needed a playbook and I just got one. And I think that that's just a very telling situation, because I think that they honestly don't know about, what they should say when they're in positions that I've described in the book. and how to react and sort of how to keep their cool, but yet get their point across. So yeah, I think that was just a really great observation.
I think it's so powerful what you're doing, only because you are becoming an activist for women all over, and whether it's at that C-suite and board level or whether it's at a lower position. Like I was telling you, I worked in that marketing firm for a little while, and it was hard work. I was fighting tooth and nail to constantly have my ideas be heard, but if the same idea was proposed by someone else, then it was immediately like, that was a great idea. And I was like, this makes no sense to me. Like I said that a week ago with a full pitch deck too.
And it's funny because I've had that exact same experience I've talked about in the book, and not once, not twice, several times, where I had such a great idea, and then I realized, why is this now such a great idea? It wasn't an idea like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, but now it is. So, and it was because a man in a more senior position in a leadership role actually made the position known to everyone, and everyone, oh, that's a great idea, but they weren't listening to me. So I feel sometimes that I'm a little, and this has gone back for decades, that I'm kind of invisible, even though you're sitting at an executive table, that your view just isn't as respected and considered as much as other men in the room. So it's real. The struggle is real.
It's so real. Now, if people would like to read your book, obviously it's directed towards men, but I do think it's a great playbook for women to get their hands on and maybe just give them those little tidbits of advice on how to talk to someone, how to stand up for themselves, learning from your experiences and all of the other research you've done. Where can they buy your book?
Right now, it's available on Amazon, so please go ahead and order that. Just look it up under Suits and Skirts, Game On, Freeborn, and you will get that. It's on pre-order until next week, and it gets released, so it'll be in your hands very shortly. It's also available on other booksellers like Barnes & Noble as well, so help yourself, and it's in Kindle, softcover, and hardcover.
Teresa, thank you so much for giving us all this great information. Thank you for being the voice that women everywhere in corporate America need. We all really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Madeline. It's been my pleasure to chat with you. We'll talk soon.
Make sure that you go online, you pre-order her book while you can. If not, then wait until it's released, but get your hands on it just because it's a great guide and really a great lesson for everyone to learn. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself, here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Good morning, Vail.
I am loving today on Good Morning Vail all these books, all these incredible authors. So cool. Kim got a chance to sit down and speak with the author of The Scarlet Veil.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, I am so excited about our next guest. Joining us today is New York Times best-selling author Shelby Mahurin to talk about her brand new book, The Scarlet Veil. I've got it here in studio. I'm so excited. I've been flipping through the books and the pages, and it was released today, exactly. So very exciting. Shelby, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I am doing great. So I was looking at this book, and I know that it says it's Harper Teen is who's published it, but this is something that I would love to read. So tell me a bit about The Scarlet Veil and your inspiration behind it.
Right, of course. So The Scarlet Veil is the first in a new spin-off duology set in the same universe as Serpent and Dove, which is my original trilogy, Serpent and Dove, Blood and Honey, and Gods and Monsters. It follows Célie Tremblay, who was a side character in Serpent and Dove, as the first female huntsman in the world. She is investigating a string of magical murders in Cesarine, all of the victims' bodies drained of blood. So she is just desperate to prove herself as the first in her class. And because of this, she follows the investigation straight into the heart of a vampire lair, where she attracts the attention of its cruel yet beautiful king, who has plans of his own for Célie.
I love that. It's a definitely, I love the tagline, love never dies in this book. Now, the Serpent and Dove trilogy, it was a TikTok sensation. So what inspired you to create this spin-off and to really feature this new character?
So the inspiration behind The Scarlet Veil is pretty vague. I have always loved vampires ever since I was little. I grew up on Twilight. I love the Vampire Diaries, True Blood, Dracula. They were all sort of foundational for my personality. But specifically, the decision to write this book came after Gods and Monsters published. I did not want to leave the world. I remember driving home from my local independent bookstore, crying. I started crying because I was like, it's over. I can't believe it's over. And my critique partner, she said, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be. Have you ever thought about Célie with vampires? She knew that I'd always wanted to write a vampire novel. And I was like, light bulb. Oh my God, vampires completely make sense in this world, because the world already has witches and werewolves and mermaids and all sorts of paranormal creatures and shenanigans. So it really fell into place. It really felt right. And luckily, my publisher thought so too.
I love that. Now, you mentioned all of the shows that I watched as well. So, well, who is your target audience specifically for this book, and what do you hope they get out of reading it?
So the book is it's targeted towards young adult readers. It's shelved in the YA section, but it does, like my other books too, have crossover potential. So people like you and me can read it and enjoy it. You know, I'm 31. I'm not a young adult anymore. So the crossover potential is definitely there. In terms of who I hope finds the book, Staley is a very soft main character. She's very traditionally feminine, and it calls into question of like what strength it means, and whether someone who is soft can be strong. And she discovers, as all of my readers will discover too, that yes, you can be soft and strong at the same time. So I hope that that reader finds the book specifically. Otherwise, I hope that anybody who's looking for like an escape, it's very much escapist fantasy. I mean, it's vampires, right? It's a vampire love story. Who doesn't want to escape into one of those?
That's absolutely the truth. I love a good love story. Now, do you find yourself as an author like relating to Staley at all, or is this more of a brand new character? You know, well, besides the fact that she was in the previous trilogy, but do you feel like you've related to her as you've developed her story and her journey?
Absolutely. I often say that the main character in my first book, her name is Louise. She is who we all kind of want to be. Whereas Staley is who we all are. She's very soft, like I said. She's emotional, she's sensitive. She can't wield a sword, you know, like she can't like charge into battle and vanquish her enemies in that way. So it was a lot of fun. It was almost cathartic to write a heroine like Staley, who can't do those things and still has to figure it out. And she does figure it out. And like I said, she discovers that she is the main character, not just the side character.
I love that. Now, it released today. Where can we go to purchase it? Where is it available?
It's available everywhere, anywhere books are sold. So you can buy it at Barnes & Noble. There's an exclusive edition at Barnes & Noble with a fun cover and exclusive content. You can get it on Amazon, Target, your local independent bookstores. It's always great to support those. Anywhere books are sold.
Awesome. Well, the Scarlet Veil, it looks like it's just such an exciting and fun journey. Now, where can we go to keep up with you and your journey as you embark on this new duology?
Right. I am pretty much exclusively on Instagram, and my handle is @ShelbyMahurin, which it's spelled just like it is on the book.
Awesome. Well, Shelby, beautiful artwork on the book cover. I'm so excited for you. Congratulations on this new release. I'm sure you've put a lot of time and blood, no pun intended, sweat and tears into this novel. So we appreciate you coming on and sharing it with the world here in the Vail Valley.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope you guys all love it.
Thanks so much, Shelby. Now go check out your copy of The Scarlet Veil anywhere you can buy books. Support the local bookstores, especially here at the Bookworm. We would love for you to see if they've got it and to chat with them about this wonderful new author. Stay tuned. We will be back after this break.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Hi, it's Max at TVA Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tvavail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. Now, with all this reading, you might need to get some eyewear. So we sat down and spoke with Eyepieces of Vail. Let's check it out.
It's Kimberly here, and I'm standing in Eyepieces of Vail at the Bridge Street location with Tyler, who has been a staple with Eyepieces of Vail. Tyler, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. And what about you, Kimberly?
You know, I'm living. I'm out on the mountain. Can't hate. You know, we live a really great life here.
We do, yeah. I mean, a bad day really isn't a bad day, is it?
Yeah, we're not allowed to complain.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Speaking of which, so Eyepieces of Vail, you've been around for so many years. You've been a staple here, and you really just provide a wide variety of eyepieces and eyewear to people. So talk to me about what you offer.
For sure, yeah. So like you said, we've been a staple in the Valley. We're going on 40 years this year, which is super exciting. Like, what a tremendous accomplishment for the company, for the team. But what we offer at Eyepieces is a huge variety of eyewear, both sunglasses, prescription glasses, goggles, and then, you know, prescription sunglasses, prescription goggles, like you name it, we can do it. Doctor services even, so that way, even if you don't have an updated prescription, we're happy to help out with that. I mean, the amount of service and you know, amenities that we provide is quite amazing.
Right? I would call it an eyepiece concierge.
There you go. We might have to steal that from you.
You're welcome to use it anytime. So we actually, speaking of variety, we've got a lot of different options here. So talk to me about what we see in front of us and you know, what you can offer.
For sure. Here, we'll start with the goggle side since we're at the goggle bar. Right here I have a great model from one of our favorite brands called Anon. This is such a cool, well thought out goggle. Anon was actually the company that came out with the magnetic interchange. So literally it's just off.
They're the trailblazers.
On, yeah, and it's finally catching on. But these guys were the originators. So the easiest thing to interchange comes with 2 lenses. They even took it a step further with this awesome technology called MFI, magnetic face mask integration. This is honestly one of my favorite things. The face mask magnetically integrates with the goggle, helps reduce fogging, keeps you warm and happy on those really cold days, and provides a little sun protection. I don't know about you, but I'm a little prone to some sunburn. Yep. You know, so that's a great option. And then, I mean, moving on to that, you know, if you need a goggle, but you also need prescription, we can easily do your goggles in prescription for you as well too.
Well, and that's what makes Eyepieces of Vail very unique.
Mhm.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it's a really customized service you don't see in a lot of places. But I mean, for instance, all it takes is us just cutting your prescription and popping it in to this goggle or really any goggle behind us. You know, you got to see to ski. So that's like half your confidence right there.
So if you're coming to visit and you're not physically here in person, but you want to get the prescription lenses and you want to be able to do that, are you able to send your information in ahead of time?
Yes, exactly. We actually recommend that too. So if you're only here for a few days, if you kind of give us a heads up, a lot of the stuff we can have ready upon arrival for you. And then when you pick it up, you can also come in and peruse our excellent sunglasses and glasses options as well too.
Well, speaking of, you've got quite a selection here in front of me, and I am a sunglasses girl. I've got a massive collection of these, so it's hard not to just want to take all of them home. So tell me what we've got here in front of me.
For sure. We have 3 of kind of some of our favorite brands. This is just a little smattering of what we have. But, you know, right in front of me here is a really cool brand that's all handmade in Japan called Dita. The details on these things are amazing. A lot of titanium work, really cool lenses as well too. You can see with a lot of cool different colors. And this is something we can always match in prescription, which is really cool. That's a service that you don't see very often.
So no matter the lens color, you can match them.
Pretty much, yeah. It might take us a little extra time, but if you like a lens color, we can make it for you.
Amazing. And so these are made out of titanium, you mentioned.
Yep, yeah, Japanese aerospace grade titanium, which is a mouthful, but these frames are built to last. They have a substantial quality to them, and they're just
in other words,
cool.
Very durable.
Yeah.
Great for the opera scene. Maybe some spring skiing later on.
Yep. Yeah. Moving on. One of our favorite brands out of Germany. This brand is called Makita. If you like feather lightweight glasses, this is your brand. It's a super cool proprietary design. There's no screw or anything in that hinge. Wow. Everything's bent and folded into place. Nothing is welded, so it makes it very durable.
No,
you're hard on your glasses. Yeah, if you sit on them, they literally just pop right back. But amazing brand. We've had a relationship with these guys, you know, for maybe about 20 years now. Wow. Almost the entirety, I think, of their existence.
Pieces of Vail has been in business.
So one of our staple brands, super requested, amazing product. You really can't go wrong with just about anything we have.
And what do we have here?
And then over here is something really special. This is a collection called Jacques Marie Mage. And everything here is actually numbered limited edition pieces. Wow. So it's really hard to get a hold of. There's only typically a couple hundred of each frame and each color. So not to be like a pushy salesman, but if you see it and you love it, you should buy it. Because if you come back and it's not here, I can't get it for you.
Are you allowed to say it might be your favorite pair? Is that what you have on right now?
It is what I have on. It's a personal favorite of mine, but the quality is amazing. You know, it's such a substantial feel. It's all handmade in Japan. It's a wonderful product, and like the second you kind of pick it up and feel it, you can notice a huge difference compared to like.
Gotta pick it up and feel it.
Yeah.
Wow, these are great. So it's almost like a work of art, you know, limited edition work of art.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Great stuff.
Really cool. Really cool. That's amazing. So Tyler, these are just a small selection. You know, we like to say we're an international ski town, and you are an international eyepieces store with all of the variety and where your glasses come from all over the world. You really curate a unique and very cool and trendy collection here.
It is very well curated. We try and focus on smaller independent eyewear brands with a little mixture of, you know, name brand designers, but you're going to find something really cool and unique that you're probably not going to be able to find at home. You know, you said it's an international destination. This is an international collection. And it's cool too. Every store also has their own exclusive brands. So it's worth shopping around and visiting all of them.
That's a great way to get the people in. So speaking of stores, tell me the operating hours and what that looks like for you all.
Cool. Pretty much every store is going to be open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. during the winter. With the exception at Bridge Street here, we'll open at 8:30, right when the gondola opens as well, so that if you're needing to get out right in the morning, we're here to help you before you go out. And all locations, we have 8. So here at the top of Bridge Street is where we're at, closest retail location to the gondola. Village Center, across from Solaris, is where the doctor's offices are. Then we have our Stone and Alp Sport location just down the street from that. Lion's Head, if you find yourself over in Lion's Head Village. Beaver Creek, if you're skiing Beaver Creek for a day or if you're staying up there. And then Edwards, if you find yourself a little down valley as well. And then really cool as well, some of our newer stores down in Roaring Fork Valley. So you can find us at Willett Center next to Whole Foods. That's our newest store. It is gorgeous if you have not been. And then also at the Viceroy Hotel at the base of Snowmass. We have a little boutique there to service your needs if you find yourself over in Snowmass.
So you have no excuses.
No excuses not to come see at least one of our locations.
And you all are so wonderful here and how you just really provide a white glove service to your customers as they walk in. I was able to witness it earlier. So it's just really impressive what you do. And we thank you for the service that you've provided to the Vail Valley for 40 years.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, thanks for having us today. It was
Absolutely.
great to talk a little bit.
Now, stay tuned. If you want to get eyepieces of Vail, stop in, say hello to Tyler and the crew here, but they have so much to offer, and it's a great opportunity. We'll be right back for more.
Good morning, Vail.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. In Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big. 8-time Emmy-nominated Animal Rescue is a half-hour television series showcasing the heroic efforts of people helping animals. Join host and award-winning journalist Alex Payne and the Animal Rescue camera crew as they travel around the world, capturing dramatic rescues, rehabilitation, and relocation stories. For programming schedule, check your local listings today. Don't miss your favorite episodes of Animal Rescue.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for spending your morning with us here at Good Morning Vail. I hope you enjoyed the literary day we had. All these brilliant authors. It was pretty exciting. Have a great day. We will see you tomorrow for more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings